You can't spell Logan Paul without multiple L's. He's come out with yet another absolutely horrible apology. My response to CoffeeZilla's scam allegations.
CoffeeZilla. I watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions.
Logan Paul, before CoffeeZilla made a video on him, I'm a big fan. I love your absolute incredible research and investigative journalism. You are the greatest YouTuber of all time. After the video's made, what an absolute clout chasing. He just put my name for clicks, obviously. It's just hilarious,
very
bro.
real errors with very real repercussions. Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist.
Okay, so I actually looked at Critical's reaction to this, and he actually messaged CoffeeZilla. And CoffeeZilla said he's never actually tried to work with law enforcement or anything like that. So this is just a random claim he's come out of nowhere with. He keeps saying, oh, I'll back it up with facts. There's no facts. You've just said something and you've not backed it up. Everything in CoffeeZilla's video is backed up with like years or like months and months of research and complete proof, talking to all these people. All the receipts are there. We've got nothing. This is a 7-minute video, bro, to like a year-long scam.
Truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just
Keemstar of crypto? That's so offensive, bro. What the heck? How are you gonna compare CoffeeZilla to Keemstar, bro? I would sue you for that. That's the level of defamation going on here, bruh.
Just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in CoffeeZilla's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Who will be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't.
Okay, so this is an absolutely hilarious point because keeping him anonymous only helps Logan Paul. If he said his name, that just shows that if he said like in the original video that, oh, he's a criminal, that just degrades your credibility even further. People are going to be like, oh, Logan Paul hired this absolutely blatant criminal. So I don't know how you thought this was like a own or something. You have self-owned. Add another L to your name, Logan Paul. Like, you start with L, you end with L. You're just L's all around, bro. Dude, I can't believe it. I never thought he'd ever top, I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. Like, this dude is like, he's never changed. Such a scumbag.
Surprised me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm earning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits? Or,
okay, I'm so confused here because why is he going on about this as if it's an own? This is a guy you hired to run one of your biggest projects ever. Why are you bringing up that he's an absolute criminal? That means you didn't do your due diligence. That means you were trying to scam people because you hired the scam artist, bro. What?
or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it. And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling?
You.
I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to...
Amazing. It's my team's fault, guys. I'm the face of the project, and I obviously approve everything, but it's my team's fault. Classic. It's not my fault. I hired 50 criminals, and they happened to take like $50 million from you guys, right? Like, it's not my fault. I may be the head of the operation, but it's not my fault. Absolute clown, bro.
Owner of the New York Yankees and now me. And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seemed pretty excited when the guy—
Okay. That was a semi-valid point. So that was one of the guys that claimed that he was scammed by Logan Paul. So Logan Paul's point here is that guy was a scammer too, so therefore he couldn't have been scammed by me, which doesn't make sense. Even if you're a scammer, you can get scammed, but it does reduce the credibility a little bit. So one valid point, so I'll give that one to you.
Guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you—
I love how the I love how the research here is a YouTube short with 8 likes and 2 comments. That seems easy to find.
can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that. Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but you perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, Guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
And surely a real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal.
Okay, invasion of privacy, misdemeanor felony. Okay, 10,000 per violation or in state prison. Oh, okay, so I don't know. This all depends on where CoffeeZilla was actually recording from. Yeah, California is a 2-party consent state, which means that all parties to a telephone call must give their consent before someone can record it. So that would actually be legal. But I don't think CoffeeZilla is in California, so it depends on the state there. So, maybe.
Post it online.
And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and broke laws, you still published the defamation. However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor
one criminal.
and his motives were
Let's
purely
see it.
financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million.
Two
True or
criminals.
not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well,
I don't know, he
was
thinks
immediately
this is
removed
an
from the
own,
team.
bro.
While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Okay, so you're basically saying that your scam operation fell apart before you could scam everybody. So it's like, it's fine, right? So Logan Paul and his manager Jeff made $0 from this whole thing, so it's fine. You know why they made $0? Because they didn't. Everybody on their team was a scam artist, and they couldn't trust them, so they scammed him before he could scam everybody else. Okay, if you look at all the chat logs in like CoffeeZilla's video, Logan Paul talks like an absolute scammer. He's like, oh, we only made $40 million? I was expecting $120 million. Where did that revenue generate, Logan Paul? Like out of thin air? Like, you're taking it from somebody. Holy bro. So once again, this is Logan Paul's entire argument, that I got scammed before I could scam you. therefore nothing's wrong here. All right, I couldn't actually get to the point of scamming you. We all know you were planning on scamming everybody, bro. God, you're such a...
And made nothing as verified
You worked
through
with all these
investigation
scammers. Obviously,
and
you're trying
the
to scam
blockchain.
people.
Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on CryptoZoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces. As has been the case with dozens of crypto
Yeah,
and
'cause you're
NFT
working with
projects,
criminals.
the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best intentions. Jake the Snake is
How is anybody going to infiltrate your project when you hired 3 separate criminals, idiot? What the heck is this?
no longer affiliated with CryptoZoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation. Conman Eddie is
Like
being
you?
investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on. As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to
God?
discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out
Bro's
that rats
talking so
under my
cockily,
nose
bro.
stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends?
Bruh, dude still wants to go through with CryptoZoo. Dude, you literally started another project, completely abandoned this one, gave no update to anyone who was participating in that project, meaning you completely scammed them, okay? You completely scammed them. And then after that, you try to move on to a next one. And now that you're getting exposed, you had complete radio silence all this time. Now that you're getting exposed, you want to go back to it. You have to be completely stupid to actually buy into CryptoZoo at this point, but come on. I'm sure somebody will do it.
I got everything stolen from me and our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest
literally all three things that you did. Like,
you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. And maybe
oh my
we could have
god,
talked
oh
about
bro,
this.
he's suing him. He's suing him, just going to court. I would love to see Logan Paul go to court with CoffeeZilla. Now, it sucks for CoffeeZilla for sure, because this is gonna be basically an extremely rich man trying to bully this guy into submission because he has endless money from Prime Hydration and stuff like that and wrestling and all that. So I hope the community bands together to support CoffeeZilla financially or in any way possible so that this absolute loser can get put in his place.
If you had reached out to me personally, not my manager Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly. The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve after the fact was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things.
Isn't a manager the person you're supposed to reach out to for a high profile celebrity like Logan Paul? That's the purpose of the manager. That's like, you get into contact with the manager first. Okay, because you can't directly get into contact with Logan Paul because he's always busy doing stuff. All right, that's how you talk to high profile people, talking to their manager. And if the manager ignored you after, like, you can see the messages, it's on scene, okay? He looked at the message and ignored him because he know he'd get exposed for this absolutely huge scam. Approaching his manager is the same as approaching you. Like, why are you pretending like, oh, he has to contact you personally? This is complete, like, ridiculous. He gave you so much leeway, gave you a full year to, like, respond to him. And you obviously ignored him because you didn't think that CoffeeZilla could actually expose you, but you clearly messed with the wrong guy here.
And I also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it. And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation that is tremendously complex.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a fan here. Thanks for letting me watch this. But dude, I love how this is a complete 180 from the response he had before. Clearly his ego's grown so much since the forest incident where he instantly knew he was wrong. So he's just like, I mean, he obviously fabricated that apology as well. He didn't mean it, okay? Nobody films a damn body means their apology, okay? They're clearly nutty in the head, completely psychopathic, have no moral compass. I cannot believe the internet forgive them. And I can't believe through, like, this years of, like, media manipulation, becoming friends with KSI, going through this boxing match. I can't believe KSI gave him a boxing match, bro. Why would you? I mean, you definitely hated him at that point. Can't believe you became friends with him. Absolutely ridiculous. Somehow save face for this absolute criminal of a person. Disgusting. You know what? I'm so glad Logan Paul is finally being exposed for the absolute fraud and psychopath sociopath he is. Jesus Christ.
But has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, CoffeeZilla. I now know your motives with this. Clout and money. Good for you, but also you're slimy as So I'm not going to come on any of your podcasts. If you want to come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times.
Obviously, he's not going to go on your podcast where you're intimidated by 50 bodyguards standing around you with like 6 PP riders all around you. Like you got your manager, your little friends or whatever, Mike, like just perpetually sucking you off or something like that.
Still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're going to handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Trying to silence the little guy with court, suing somebody in court. A classic maneuver that the internet absolutely loves. I'm sure everybody will support you over this. Let's take a look at the dislike ratio. 72,000 likes to 41,000 dislikes. You are a joke, bro. And I hope you realize this.